To track my activities, I bought myself a sport watch, and this way I can monitor and show what every week has been, what have I did, what did I manage. Actually, the first one it will be about 9 days because it started like midweek. I picked up my bike on Wednesday, and next day I started to straight away ride just to test it. So I'm going to switch to the screen and show you how and what I did. So here we go. So I'm not too much of a familiar with this still yet. It's a lot to learn. Um, so last 7 days says 2 runs. I've done one swim. Actually, I've done 2 swims in the past 9 days. Rides. Can't remember. It's been about a fair few, about 5, 6. So I think it's just better to switch to the activities, which all activities here, and just go for it. So I've picked up the bike on the 8th, straight away. On the 9th I just went for a short cycle. Wasn't too much of an elevation here. It's mainly downhill. The bike felt pretty good, to be honest. Compare, I've not been on a bike for a long time, and I never really had tried a proper road bike, so this actually was a good experience. Just a few stats in here. Distance 2.96 miles. Elevation said it wasn't much, only 46 meters. Heart rate maximum was 163, average 142, and average speed 14 miles an hour. It doesn't give too much of a stat in here because it's just the first time I used the watch. The later on activities training it will show a bit more, so I think it's just better to go to the next one. Activities. So the next one was on my way back. I took it really slow. Obviously the marathons here still not going to show much. After the first use, distance similar to 86 miles. Elevation a bit more, obviously I was going down on the first route, so it's 104 meters with an elevation. It's more intensity minutes there because of the elevation. Because I was going slower, the heart rate was lower, 156, probably 53 beats per minute. Average was 106. So this 2 rides was really just to test and see how I feel, and see how the bike is really. And then next day I decided to go for a longer ride because I had a good experience. I felt good, so you can see it's a much longer ride, 4.68 miles. Average speed was 12.3 miles per hour. Total ascent 89 meters. Intensity minutes 2 when it's moderate, 20 vigorous, 42 total is showing. Laps, it's just showing one really there. Time in zone, so we got zones now in here showing each zone 5 I've been 14%, zone 4 49%, zone 3 17, zone 2 9, zone 1 5%. Much as I understand, for endurance, zone 2 should be for keep it longer and try to be in zone 2 to build up the endurance level. Zone 5, it's really too high. It could burn out. Zone 4 is where it's just saying threshold. Here we can talk about later what I did with the other trainings, exercises. I'm said really I have not much to idea yet what's what, so let's just go through. Max heart rate was 173 beats per minute, 141 average. It was a nice and sunny morning. It was really nice ride all the way. Obviously I was feeling the climb, which I knew that anyway. I'm not really good climbing hills with a cycle. Many times I had a bike, I've ditched it because of the climbing, but this bike is feel much better, much lighter, so it's a bit easier to go. It's not easy still, but it just feels good. It's enjoyable, comfortable as much as it could be. So that was my third ride, and can we just go with this? Yes, so I'm gonna switch to my fourth. That was in the afternoon. Much shorter ride, more or less elevation. Heart rate 156, average 139. It was still feel good to use the bike, cycle. I think I felt a little bit more tired. It's just so many days back. I think I should do a bit more often these reviews, but I had to set everything up and learn how this screen recording works as well. So let's see the time zones. It took a little bit easier, so I did the zone 5. Zone 4 still a lot, 49%. Zone 3 44%, and zone 2 6%. So it feels like I'm pushing a little bit too hard for what I should do, but nevertheless I felt good doing the ride. So it's only a very short ride, 0.91 miles, lower speed, took easier, 9.8 miles per hour. And if you move to the next one, I went for swimming, the dreaded swimming, really, which it turns out to be, it's not as dreaded as I thought it would be. I done 2 lots of swimming, so this is 14.36 minutes and 9.44 minutes altogether. That's 550 and 250, 800 meters of swimming. Felt really natural, just in a swimming pool. Pool was quite empty. It wasn't too busy, so it was easy for me to get back to in the water and just to kind of take it easy. Only breaststroke. I can't really do much on front crawl, so just relaxing in a way. Max heart rate was 158 beats per minute, and 128 beats per minute was the average. Let's see the intervals. It doesn't give much in here. Timing zones. So in here you can see zone 4 is only 8%, zone 3 77%, zone 2 11%. So it's much more working much more for the endurance training. so that was tiring. I can burn myself out. It was feeling easier to keep the pace or keep it lower. It's just naturally relaxing to do the breaststrokes of space. Rest. So I don't think, no, I didn't had any rests in here. I should give some pace somewhere. Yeah, average pace 2 minutes 36, 400 meters, and the best 2 minutes 17 seconds in 100 meters. The pool is 25 meters. You can see in the corner. Oops. Yeah, so that's the first lot of swim, and the second lot was 250 meters. In here I tried a little bit of front crawl, I think 2 lengths, not much of it. I just don't feel relaxed at all doing front crawl, of running out of breath really quickly. So just I think I'm just going to keep practice and see how I'm going with it. So you see the best pace here, 2 minutes 10. That's probably be my front crawl. Average 255 in here. Max heart rate 150 and average 119. Next day I think I went for a run. Yes. I think I'm gonna be overboard with this. I think I've been talking about the previous video. I never run more than 3k. I picked a row which is just was about 5k-ish. I thought I'm gonna just do it really slowly and run slow, take it easy, and see if I can actually do it. I didn't stick with it till the end. I turned around a little bit earlier, so it just came a little bit shorter than 5k, but these are, I'm really sure, heart rate, you can see here is gone. Average 148. It sounds way too much. Elevation is pretty flat ground. So just go with the scale down, so just give a bit more in here. They say it's more like a threshold run. It was max heart rate 161 and the average is 148 beats per minute. Distance with bottom said it was nearly 5k, so 2.8 miles. This was in the afternoon. I only had breakfast and I got home a bit late-ish. I had just few squares of chocolate and a tiny bit of nuts just to make sure I've not going to pass out and not too much in my stomach to disturb the run. And yeah, I didn't feel really great by the end of it. The timing zones, if you see, it's most of them been on a threshold zone 4, 88%. Definitely pushed it a bit too hard, but yeah, stubbornly stick with it and done it on the way. I started a bit of a headache in the second half of it, which didn't go away until I got home and had some liquid and some food. Yeah, so in here I started to think about I should get a little bit easier training. It's just pushing too much. Because next day, I think next day I took a day off from training. I'm just so tired. I just couldn't recover from the run. And do we got date in here? It was Monday, yes. So if you go to the next one, that's cycling on Wednesday, yeah. And that's 16.4 miles. 7 o'clock again. Where was it? Where was I going in here? Oh, sorry. Just to have a look. Okay, yes. It was a quite long cycle. I really feel that great. Just again, been a nice day. The first third was downhill, and then just flat up to about here, as you can see. And on the way back, going like up Calvary Hill and through kind of roadly way, I started to be suffering just about. Roadly. I had to stop twice for a bit of a drink and just catch my breath, give a bit of a break for my legs. So let's see what we're going here. Time in zones. Actually, this didn't seem too bad at all. This is more like an endurance kind of training. Tell me if I'm wrong. I haven't got too much of a knowledge about this, but yeah, zone 4, 4%, zone 3, 41, zone 2, 43%, and zone 1, 8%. If we just go to the stats, yeah, it says training effect base. See, at least if I haven't got any idea of the watch kind of telling me what is beneficial of it for. Heart rate 160 max and 125 average. I think 120, about 120 or this is the best for training for long distances. So there we go, they're pretty good. Elevation, it's been a fair bit, 244.4 meters. And descent, it's a little bit less, 241.6 meters. Intensity minutes, 33 minutes moderate and 40 minutes vigorous, total 130 minutes. Yeah, so I quite enjoyed this ride, apart from a bit the hilly side of it, which it just shows me my legs are really weak. I need to train for it, probably need to get into some strength training. Just not for me, but I'll get on with it, and hopefully this makes the cycling more enjoyable. So just switching to the next, this is the next pool, swimming. That was actually yesterday. I decided I'm gonna swim an hour, whatever pace I can. It didn't manage to full hour, it's 55 minutes, but I got a little bit late into the pool and they were closing, so I had to get out in time and get a shower and dressed and ready to leave. So actually I'm pretty impressed about this. I didn't expect me doing so good. So I think it just gives me a bit of a confidence with the swimming, less worry about with this, and more with the cycling and the running. Intervals, not much. What do it says? Let's see, time in zones. Look at this, how good for endurance. Zone 4 only a little bit, 1%. Zone 3 10%. Zone 2 79%, and zone 1 7%. It was really busy day at the pool, loads of people in. Sometimes I had to slow down, even though it's no race, but I just was trying to keep one pace or similar pace the whole 1 hour. But all in all, even that, it's the starts if say the average pace 2 minutes 48 400 meters, best pace 1 minute 35. Again, I did 1 length for front crawl, so I'll probably say that was for the front crawl. And it seems a bit fast. It might be a bit of an issue with the watch. Maybe didn't clock the time well, but let's go with it. Max heart rate 150 beats per minute, average 121, just perfect to able to keep it long. So actually with this one I had a really quick calculation, so it's 1625 meters, so almost the half of the length of the Ironman. Swim, and actually I didn't feel drained at all, so I think we are going to be good here, just polishing up techniques and maybe try the front crawl and see how confident or relaxed I can be with the front crawl. But it can be done with breaststroke, and I'm probably just gonna stick with that for now. And this takes me to the 2-day run. Actually, I have to say I've overdone this. I did set up an activity, a workout on the phone, I think I did, and I done it wrong. And because I done it wrong, I was planning to have a easy run, threshold run. Let me just pick it up somewhere here. Train planning, workouts. Yeah, so my idea was to do 5 minutes 4 times and then recover 90 seconds, around 120-125 beat per minute heart rate, and 5 minutes warm up and 5 minutes cool down. But I added an extra 1 mile distance in here, which I'm going to remove it for the next time. So I saved that. But even though there should be 20 minutes and then 26 minutes, 36 minutes altogether, plus the 1 mile run. So, and this run actually took just the stats in here, training activities, all activities. So this is today's run. I've been running for an hour. Absolutely not planned. Morning run, empty stomach, fresh after a good night's sleep. So it might explain a bit better. I had no headache, so that was the positive side of it. The headache was more likely me not eating all day and probably didn't take enough fluid. At usually lack of drinking during the day, and sometimes not eating during the day, but with training it's not really the best. So let's just go through the stats. Distance 5.96 miles, nearly 10k. For the second run, it's just insane. I think it's just I shouldn't done this, but we'll see how I'm gonna feel tomorrow. My legs, how they're gonna feel. I'm sure I'm gonna pay for it tomorrow. Watch were showing me 32 hours I think for recovery, so tomorrow I'm gonna have a cycle tomorrow because I won't be able to do anything on Tuesday. So even though if I might gonna recover, I just going to take it easy. Yeah, so in here go for heart rate 171 beat per minute is already showing I'm pushing it a bit too hard, average 139. It was a threshold, so run, slow down or stop. I don't know exactly what's supposed to do. I just were running slower until the watch told me to get my heart rate up back up again. So it was again a bit flat ground. What we were on running dynamics, I have no idea. Cadence 158 SPM, whatever. Cadence number of steps per minute. Display total steps, left, right combines. No, that's all your run cadence don't include zeros from time spent standing. Yeah, max run cadence 202 SPM. Someone will enlighten me, or I'm gonna read about this. What does it actually means? Runtime, actually runtime 55:37, and the walk time was 4 minutes for cooldown, which again I messed it up a little bit the cooldown, but I will explain a bit later on. Moderate 6-minute intensity minutes, vigorous 51 minutes times 2, so total 108 minutes. But how is it possible? What does it mean? I only run 60 minutes. Never mind. Again, not really sure what this is referring to in here. Pace, flat ground, average pace 10.06 minutes per mile. Average 10 minutes per mile, best 5 minutes per mile. I don't know, 5 minutes 2 seconds per mile. It sounds a bit fast. Probably that's not true. Let's see speed, miles an hour. Is it possible to do that? Yeah, so it might be something to do. What did I mess up on the end? Actually, let's see what we got in here. So what happened in here is, no, I think I already adjusted it. I misjudged the cooldown and the rest or period, so because of the extra mile that. So when my watch was beeping, I thought it's already telling me at the end it's just to cool down and the exercise is finished, the training is finished. But because that extra activity in there, obviously there was one more, and that took me. I jumped in the car and was driving away, so I had to cut that one off. But it's not in it anymore, so. The 11, that's where it was miles, average miles, pace speed, so most speed 11.9 miles per hour. Might be just down a little bit. Well, we'll see with the next run if that's actually possible. That's true, but yeah. So that was days and timing zones. Here we go. It's a little bit more varied. So zone 5, 9%. Zone 4, 29%. Zone 3, 34. Zone 2, 19%. Power zones, not really sure what does it mean. Yeah, so just tell understand how much time you spend training different intensities during the run. They divide your training time into series of zones based on wattage produced. Establishing power zones feedback is available for running activities when they are performed with compatible Garmin device. The boundaries between zones are based on default percentages of your running threshold power, which is calculated based on your lactate threshold pace, your running dynamics and your weight. You can use these default zones, edit them, meet training needs. I'm not really sure exactly, but yeah, just a different hours, or I use these zones. Yeah, look, again, I'm gonna read about this, but here we go. Zone 5, 16%. Zone 4, 21%. Zone 3, 5. And zone 2, 15%. So zone 3 just probably because it was threshold run, which it should be about zone 4. And then with the cool down periods, that should be about zone 2, and just the transition between. So that's what it would be like. Anything else I can show maybe in here? So there was the whole week, well, all 9 days training. I did expect it a bit worse than this. I just can't hold myself back in some places. Swimming, yeah, I think it's just naturally calming and slow. The run, I'm just going for it. I think I need to learn to get the right pace later on and see how does it go. But yeah, learning curve. So, oops. Heart rate. So average rest rate is 53 beats per minute. You can see body water is a bit low. I get some stats somewhere which activities head stats. Not really sure. Nothing in fitness age. Yes, so this is a bit interesting. Like when I started, it was 45.5 on the 9th of May, and this has already gone down to 41 in 9 days. Obviously, we're not expecting this to drop as fast as this from this point. You just had to determine it from somewhere, and that's where I'm at after 9 days. Could be showing somewhere the VO2. I got in my watch. It was 45 after the first run, and now we on pool oxidation. No, not that. So we're now on 48. I'm gonna learn this a bit more so I can show a bit more for you guys. But yeah, that's all for the 9 days, and I will try to update a bit more regularly so I can give you more fresh information. It's just loads I can forget, even a week, not 9 days. But yeah, the main thing is 2 runs. The first run, for the first run I pushed it a little bit hard, empty stomach, probably not enough liquid, had a bit of headache, but I powered through it and I've done it. Second run, I overdone it again because of just the wrong setting of a workout, but done it, and just give me a bit of confidence. I wasn't nearly able to run 10k, and not even saying all in a slow pace. So I don't know what's going on, but I feel great about it. Swim again, I'm positive with the swim. I just need to learn front crawl and see how it goes. Bike, that's will be my biggest thing. Just need to strengthen my legs and more hill climbs, and be on a bike probably a bit more, and see how can I progress with it. So I'm going to wrap it up now and back to it a bit later. Okay, so just close the window.